My name is Austin, and this is Dungeons and Dracon Beams, Megamorphs 3. You all stand around Savannah and Dylan, who are on the ground next to each other. Savannah's leg looks pretty mangled. Savannah, it's hard for you to breathe because your ribs are broken, but you're staring into Dylan's face right now.
So you said that Dylan had started to back up, right? Right after she did that?
Yeah, she pulled away and sort of scooted back a little.
Savannah had that moment of just kind of stuttering through don't be sorry kind of thing. And then as she's sort of getting it together and Dylan backs up, she just kind of reaches her hand out to put her hand on top of Dylan's and say wait, but as she does, she hits those ribs and so she's like wait, and then notices her leg, notices how fucked up her whole body is, and then just goes, I have to morph real quick, and just starts.
Might suggest dinos, traveling types, since you're morphing anyway.
She was starting to morph, and then Zach said dinos, and she doesn't really have a traveling one, but she is gonna go dino.
Should I demorph? Or can you guys watch me? Because I don't want those big things eat me out of the sky. That you see is
Yeah, I got you, bro.
his great horned owl head turned towards Matea, and she with her main eyes gives him a Frowser burrow.
Her Frowser burrowed?
Why her brows burrowed?
I'm keeping it in. I don't care.
You better.
Everyone's in close quarters, so Savannah's not going to go big guy. Not that she's done the other one, but hey, whatever. It's a series of bad decisions. Let's continue to make bad decisions. This will be fine. So she's going to immediately start shrinking down, and her broken leg with, I assume, bone kind of sticking out, you just hear it snap back into place and then start as it shrinks further down. And yeah, all of her limbs get super small. Her skin starts to kind of get weirdly lizardy, and then she goes green on top and a little bit lighter, a sort of tan underneath, and then her tail swoops out from the base of her spine, and she shrinks down into a little guy, her face coming out into this little muzzle, and then there's just a little compy sitting there, just still on his butt.
Make your save. You get to do it with advantage, don't you?
I sure do. Fuck. I remember how to roll dice. This is my first day.
As you finish the morph, you're surrounded by these figures that are way bigger than you, and there's no other creatures around you like you, and you want to panic a little bit. And then you remember what just happened with you and Dylan as you see her form, and you're grounded. Don't go out of your room for 2 weeks. No, your mind is yours again.
Zach's gonna look at the compy and be not really fast, but okay. And then he's gonna start morphing Triceratops.
As Zach starts to morph, everybody roll perception checks.
Oh, where's Groffin, by the way?
He scurries out of this brush, and he's holding this big frog that just keeps moving around in his claws.
No, you can let it go, dude.
You all see a thin line of Nesk moving away. Well, Aximili's holding the clunky-looking flashlight thing.
I think Dylan's gonna... She's watching these ants crawl away. She's fully averted her eyes to the ground, and she's just gonna stand up and start brushing herself off and say, well, okay, and just morph to Pteranodon.
I think as she's morphing, Savannah's just gonna thought speak only to Dylan. I know we should probably talk about that, but can I have like a minute or like an hour or like maybe a couple hours?
Dylan's gonna thought speak back. Yeah, we don't even, if you don't want to, we don't even have to talk about it. That's fine. It's totally fine. I'm, again, so sorry.
She is in the thought speak that returns to her. She's going to hear, "Don't be sorry," but she's going to feel that like warmth come with it, like that emotion that sends out sometimes that Andalites can do with thought speak, and that's all she's gonna say.
Inspiration, Alex.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, Groffin has this huge frog, and when Zach said he can let it go, he goes to let it go, and then Zach's like, "Does anybody else want to get it?" And he slows down. "It is very hard to hold. I don't have any of those things that you all have on the end of your hands." Mateo looks at her eensy and weensy.
Called fingers.
"Oh, I do not have any."
Hey, does that frog eat nests?
Yes, I'm sure it would.
See if you can aim it at those guys right there.
And he lets it go. He has no aim over it, but he like tries. You see it boom, look over and look at the nest, and it throws its tongue out and gets like the end of the line, spits it back out, and hops away. "That was a fucking big ass frog."
Yes, Groffin, we all saw it.
"That was me." "We must hurry. The nest will see that we have not moved and come back with reinforcements."
Already tired of these dudes.
All right, let's keep moving.
Zach would probably take a step or two back from everybody. I think the first thing that happens is probably his neck kind of just starts to get really fat, and then starts to flatten out and like get real bony as like he looks like he's got two really righteous zits on his face, and his nose starts to get real big. And then it's just three horns, and then, you know, the beak starts to push out. While all of this is happening, he's getting huge. Just massive. Like bodybuilder, and then sumo wrestler, and then bodybuilder plus sumo wrestler, and then just Andre the Giant. Like, it's... Also, feet and legs are just becoming tree trunks. And eventually, you know, it falls forward. Spine turns into a long tail. Soon he's more Triceratops than boy. And soon he's all Triceratops.
No boy.
And no boy.
I think it is the most awkward morph that she's ever done. Yeah, very, very... Things just are happening and not in an order that looks pleasing to the eye. She gets like one wing going, and the other one is just like an arm, but with flappy skin. And then the very last thing that happens, because it would be the most unpleasant to look at. The very last thing that happens is that big, long beak comes out.
Oh, man. The arm with, like, just the flappy, like, loose wing, it makes me think of, like, all of her skin is just, like, hanging on her. And then right before, like, the last change happens, all the skin just, like, tightens.
Like, all the bones get really long, and it just goes... It's like opening Umbrella. Like...
Yeah, but, like, whereas it would look cool when the skin just tightens, like, that sounds cool to me. It doesn't look cool. It looks weird. Not gross, but weird.
Weird.
Pushing a coat hanger through gack.
Exactly that, yeah.
Kamren lands on Zach's head frill, and Groffin scuttles beside you guys, as well as the Andalites. They're staying in their form where they're most comfortable.
Zach kind of looks over at Savannah and doesn't seem like she's going to give any directions. So Zach just sort of tentatively is like, okay, Max, Maitea, could you guys just take the lead? Maybe cut down anything that's going to get in the way. If you can, I'll knock over the rest. Groffin just follow behind. And Dylan, if you'll give us an aerial, switch off with Kamren whenever you need to rest or whatever. Also, keep track of time for us, Andalites. Is that cool? Everybody good?
Yes. That was Groffin. And then Aximili, I will keep track of time. Maitea, yes, we will help clear the way as well.
Van, if you want to just ride, I've got room.
I believe one of us picked a traveling morph that could make it through.
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm offering you a ride.
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, try to keep up.
She does not know where they're going, hence not taking the lead, my dude.
And the Andalites cut this way, and then you direct them.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows where we're going except for Zach and Groffin.
And Groffin,
I will get
yeah.
his name eventually.
So, yeah. No. Sorry. Towards the west. See the way my face is pointing?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of just that direction. Sorry. Should have been more clear.
No, Zach, this one is on me. I'm a little... My brain has been, as the humans say, wonky since we've been here. But, yes, west. And then...
I'll help, just like, if there's big trees or whatever, I'll push them. I mean, obviously we're not going to go in a fucking straight line, so we can weave around shit, but try to make good time. Whatever, we head west.
Yeah.
So during traveling, just while pushing some rock to the side or whatever, Zach's gonna be like, so, anyone figured out what the fuck is going on? Or...
It depends on whose theory you subscribe to, because we have a few, including that it could be a... Well, the first one is that we're dead, and this is taking place within one of our minds. The second one is that we're... I'll go with the worst to best. The past was brought into the future, and we're currently in Ocean Grove, and the dinosaurs were brought here by Yeerk, and I quote, fuckery. The third theory is that we've traveled back into an alternate universe, and the fourth is a Sario rip.
Okay, if we're dead, then we should just treat everything as though it's the same anyway. There's no point in not doing so. If we're still in Ocean Grove, then there'd still be recognizable landscape, even if buildings and shit are gone.
Yeah.
That's not right. We could be in some other place on Earth, I guess. Maybe this is Savage Lands? He, looks at Kamren.
No, dude, this is Earth. The dinosaurs came here. That's my theory.
Okay.
Our time.
Got it. So if that's Cameron's theory, definitely wrong.
What?
What was the third one?
Some sort of alternate dimension that we're in, some sort of pocket or parallel dimension.
Plausible. I could see that one making sense. What the fuck is the other thing? Sorry, right.
Aximili?
A Sario rip is a theoretical anomaly in quantum physics. It is where space-time rips open and hurls you through time.
Okay.
Through intense explosion of great magnitude is what theoretically causes them.
Okay, so something like Kandrona generator being blown up?
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, so seems feasible. That I guess the cause makes sense. I don't know if being thrown through time... Look, we're going to get into is traveling time creating an alternate dimension debate really fast, so...
This is one of the debates that we have had. I believe that this is that.
So we could consider 3 and 4 to be the same theory?
Yes.
Look, I've seen enough TikToks where people debate, time travel and shit, using Back to the Future as an example, and Hot Tub Time Machine, and Avengers Endgame, You guys have all seen those, right? Just my FYP? Look, sometimes I stay up late and I'm watching the weird conspiracy videos. Is that just me? See Sasquatch and shit?
No. I've seen these guys build a pool just out in the jungle. Out of dirt.
A conspiracy thing. It is kind of, because they're not really doing it. They're using earth movers, right?
No, they don't show them.
They don't show them, but you can see the tracks sometimes. It doesn't matter. Point is, sometimes time travel is just an alternate dimension.
This is correct, Zach. However, with all of these theories, the reason that it matters is, I guess, getting back, or whether we can. If we are in an alternate universe, it does not affect our timeline at all. If we are in our own timeline, everything that we do here has the potential to affect our time in the future.
Okay.
I do not believe that is possible, however, because there are too many unknown factors. Too many things that would cause a ripple effect that would make it a new universe anyway, a new multiverse anyway.
Yeah. I've seen the Ashton Kutcher movie. So, what do you guys think? Like, is this, I mean, I know that Graffin and his people aren't from here. They're aliens.
Correct.
Whatever they're doing here doesn't affect our future, right? Because we would know about it. If this is in fact, we have to... Van, I'm really looking for feedback from you here. Like, does this sound like... Does it make sense?
If what you're asking is, would we have found evidence of their existence? I mean, it's already an incredibly rare thing for a fossil to be made. It requires the perfect conditions, and then it requires us to find it, and that's only if all evidence hasn't been crushed up by the shifting of tectonic plates and all sorts of different things. So it's entirely possible. They are part of our past, and we wouldn't know.
Graffin, are your people carbon-based?
Yes.
Yeah. So they would fossilize, like, right? Like that. That's how it works. They have to be carbon-based?
As Savannah said, not all things fossil. It is incredibly rare for something to fossilize.
Okay. I'm out of my element there. I don't know a lot about that. I just know that time travel, conspiracy theory, sort of sci-fi stuff. I've watched Endgame a couple times, you know. Kamren can back me up on this.
Yeah. Mobius Strip.
The truly problematic element of all of this is really that to fix it, we have to replicate the conditions that caused it.
Right, so Big X explosion. The problem is you don't know when a big ass explosion is gonna hit, and if you do, you don't know how to harness it, right? It's back in the future. Lightning strike, 1.21 gigawatts, that whole thing, right?
Zach, as you kind of say that sentence, everybody just subconsciously, everybody glances to the sky and sees that bright light that kind of sits near the sun. And the tail is extended even further now, Dylan, than last time you saw it.
Dylan is full on like, yeah, I wish I could just fly into that right now. But she's just been glancing at it periodically, thinking about flying into the sun and or comet.
This is one of the things that is semi-proving my theory. Prince Savannah said that these creatures, this time, was all destroyed by a meteor that hit long ago. And he like gestures towards that light. But I can assure you that that comet, that asteroid is not on track to hit this planet. It will miss. It will come very close, in between the moon and the Earth, but it won't hit. I'll say even without an insight check, just because you've known him, been with him in intense situations, Savannah, Aximili's running through something through his head as he's saying all this. He's still thinking on stuff. Nobody else catches it. You kind of catch that there's a little bit of doubt, and not that the asteroid will hit or anything, but like, I guess his theory as a whole, he's doubting parts of it now.
She'll just privately, directly to him, thought speak. What is it?
Dylan has made me think a little bit further. Give me some time. I will share my new theories with everyone. Maybe when we have a chance to stop.
Okay. But this is a real... If she has been able to pick that up from Aximili, if he has that same sort of insight into her, she says okay, but there's an undertone of, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
He doesn't say anything back, but you like the way he's looking at you, like, is like,
We're okay, cool.
He shrugs with his eye stalks.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Zach is talking to Graff, and he's just like, "Can your people create like a massive explosion? Is that volcano? Like Max, would a volcano do it?" And if Max isn't responding, Maitea, I mean, I don't know, the volcanic eruption, or
From what I know about volcanoes, they explode, and when they erupt, it is not of the magnitude of the Kandrona that sent us here. I don't believe that it will be equal to that. They more cause destruction by the lava.
yeah, it's got to be like a concentrated thing.
Correct. An intense one. Nuclear.
Graffin, can your people create like a concentrated, like intense explosion?
My people are peaceful. This is why the Nesk are such an issue for us. They want
What
us
about
to
the
leave
nest?
as
Do they have explosives? I mean, we could steal them.
Those dirty Nesk are scavengers. They take from everyone across the universe. I'm sure they have come across something. But good luck getting in there.
Do they have a home base?
They do.
Well, I guess that's something.
I can show you where it is.
What happens? Okay, let's fast forward to let's say we make a big explosion. How do we harness that to go back to home, to get back to our time?
Dylan's like, well, I don't think we harnessed the first one.
Yeah. So no, I get you. No, the first one was like an accident, right? So whatever, we got hit by a car and like knocked into something. How do we drive a car back to where we're going? Because we got to do this with purpose and direction. I don't want to land. Being here sucks, but I don't want to be like an 1820 either. You know what I mean? Or 2550 or the bubonic plagues. I don't know. I want to be back in our time, Ocean Grove, like the day we left. That seems like an incredibly specific, pinpointed location for us to try to aim for.
Graffin, what sorts of things have you seen from the Nesk? Like what sorts of weaponry and things?
They claim everything here to be theirs. So they try not to destroy things, but they have weapons that cause fire, that obliterate things, breaks the matter down into atoms. I have seen them destroy entire faces of mountains to try and settle their ships in them. They have blades, they have weapons, they have a few ships even. This group of Nesk, they have settled here to expand their numbers. They are not the only ones. There are Nesk ravaged the galaxy.
So do they also have shields?
Yes. Their shields are not as powerful as ours, but they do have them.
If they've got ships, those are engines. Engines means explosions, right? Between me and the Andalites, we could figure out something.
Well, as well as the leveling capabilities. And then taking Graffin out of the thought speak for just a second. And those shields. If they have powerful shields, are they as powerful as our buddies?
It would depend on the type of shields, but possibly.
I'll also keep Graffin out of it. Graffin's just told me that they use these shields to keep dinosaurs out of their camp. Like, I don't know about what else they can do, how powerful they really are. I take him at his word, though. If he says that they're stronger than the Nesks, I've got no reason to disbelieve him. And they have a vested interest in being stronger than the Nesk, at least as far as defensive capabilities go.
And if the Nesk have abilities that are similar to modern weaponry, destroying things by the molecule, and their shields are stronger than that, then we do have the potential to recreate that situation, and then it just becomes a matter of precisely enough to get us back near enough to our timeline.
So you're thinking that the Kandrona was shielded, and the explosion was contained in such a way that it made it super concentrated? I still don't get how we're driving the car, but it sounds like we can get it going at least.
Aximili, Maitea, any thoughts?
Your theory on the explosions sounds relatively correct. This is Matea. If the shields are strong enough, we should be able to recreate what Craig did. As far as the logic in your plan, it sounds correct. This is Aximili. However, Sario rips, they are very, like I said, theoretical, and I don't remember much on them. I cannot speak to if that will work for sure. I can tell my theory now, Prince Savannah. It may help since we're in the middle of the discussion.
She'll just go on.
So he opens this part up to everybody now. Should I include Graffin?
Yes, just be aware of what we're asking insofar as his people and his technology goes.
Okay. He looks to Dylan, like up in the air as she's kind of like flying around. I have been thinking about the Sario Rip and thinking about how Dylan explained relativity, about how the past, the present, and the future are ever fleeting, that we are never fully in the present, we are always moving towards the future. And now that I've had more time with my brain healing, I may remember a few more details of the Sario Rip. So my theory now, another working theory along with the one that I already have, is that if time is relative, then that means one being traveling through time does not stop others from experiencing time. They just experience it slower. So if we in fact have traveled back in time, if we were to go to the precise moment that we left, we would still not be in the current timeline. We would be in a new timeline where ourselves were not in that moment. We would need to go further in the future of time than when we have left to catch up with every other being in that time. All this to say, with further explanation, and perhaps creating even more of a conundrum or a moral choice, the Sario Rip being in place in space and time puts the universe in a state where everything, everywhere, at every point in time exists all at once. This could mean that we are not actually in the multiverse, but we are actually in our own universe, with real effects having real consequences. To the Ashton Kutcher movie, Zach.
Okay, so you're saying it's the Biff Tannen problem. When Biff goes back in time and he picks up the almanac and he goes back forward in time, it's okay for like the first year or whatever because he didn't ever make that bet. But as soon as he makes the bet, he creates a new universe.
Correct.
Because it's different from the original.
That or everything that we are doing, since time is existing all at the same time, all at once, everywhere, for our universe, this just always happened.
I got you. So I was thinking more like Loki, right? Where if you can do whatever you want just before a huge natural disaster. Because that timeline gets eradicated anyway, so it doesn't matter what you do there.
You hear Dylan, spoilers! I'm not caught up!
Sorry, dude.
Zach, to an extent that is true, but also, in the very last moment, if you were able to change the destruction from happening, then it would be the same. I understand that you're saying that this being, Loki, the trickster god, may go back and do things before they happen and it works out for them. But the thing is, they could save those universes, so it could still change it. The point being is that just now we have another working theory.
So Van, you're the expert on this. I don't know when exactly we are, but like, you know, the dinosaurs we're looking at here. How many are we missing? Like, how long until that comet comes back around and actually hits Earth? Are we millions years away here? Or I know comets take a long time. I don't know if you can even guess this.
Well, it's not the easiest thing to guess. And obviously, Aximili thinks that it's not going to hit Earth. But as far as the fossil record goes, we're towards the end.
Savannah, just like a little bit more information for you. You know that, like, it happened 65 million years ago, but, like, tracking down the single year is...
Right, is not it. But, like, we know that, like, there's... The dinosaurs that we've seen here, I think, are, like, this sort of... These are the ones that in the presentation, this is right, that you see, like, staring up at the sky. As, yeah, so I think that's more where she's coming from. It's like, I don't know. And I also, this isn't going to hit Earth, so it's not like I can say, oh, yeah, Aximili did the trajectory, and it's going to hit right in, like, the Gulf of Mexico. Like, there's not a way that she can pinpoint it. All she can tell you is, like, as far as the fossil record goes, this is kind of where it ends.
We're in the last stages.
Right, and that could be 100 years from now, 200 years from now, but, like, this is kind of it.
Even if it was 50,000 years from now, it would, on a geological time scale, that's nothing. Fuck, yeah. You know, if this is one of those comets that takes 400 years to come back around, then, like, it's now or never kind of thing, but it's not really, because it could be 100 times from now that it comes back around before it finally hits naturally.
Well, I mean, yes, but also that comet is way too massive to come back around. It's not like Halley's, it's going to keep going. The gravitational pull of the Earth or the sun's not going to stop that one.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Inspiration, Jenna.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm back at... Maybe we can steal a ship from the nest and blow it up under some shields and hope that that does what we got to do.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. I guess we got time, so let's head back to Graffin's people. Everyone can, like, rest and recoup.
I think the only thing Savannah will add is when Zach says we have time, like once he finishes that sentence, she'll just go, Aximili has predicted that we only have about 2 days until that comet is out of range of the planet.
Okay, but if we're just... So?
That was our working plan, as if we needed to do anything with that. We had that long.
Did you have a plan that involved the comet?
Just speculation.
Yes, it was just a coincidence that this happened around the same time as it does in our universe.
Okay. I feel like I'm missing something here.
Savannah has told me that in Earth's history, the prehistoric history, a comet around this time hit the planet and destroyed it and killed all of these creatures that are here now.
Yeah, maybe a comet, a meteor of some kind.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the Gulf of Mexico comes from. That's why it's a big fucking circle.
Aximili kind of points up. I believe that from what she said, it may have been a comet very similar to this one. This leads to further my theory of a multiverse, that this is not the same one because the comet would be on a trajectory to hit the planet.
Trajectory.
Right.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask if your math was wrong. That's not possible, right? No Andalite could possibly get math wrong.
May have been possible when we first arrived here.
Because you were worse at math when you got here?
Yes, my brain was scrambled.
Word. Okay.
Mine was as well.
Was that Matea or Kim?
Yeah, Matea. Mine was probably too.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so then we don't need the comment. We don't care when it goes by. Is that right? Help me out here.
Correct.
Okay.
Savannah pointedly says absolutely nothing to this question.
Unless we decide later that we do need it.
Can Zach roll an insight on being Savannah's best friend and knowing when she's being obtuse on purpose?
Sure, Savannah, roll a deception check. Not that you're lying to him, you're just keeping something.
Yeah, you're not lying, but, like, Zach knows you're being an asshole right now.
No, he doesn't.
doesn't know it. So Zach is, like, just kind of like, okay, well, I mean, if anybody has any other ideas, I feel like I've been Do you guys already have this conversation and I'm just like repeating it now?
Parts of it.
Okay.
But it's always good to have a refresher.
I'm just trying to make sure that we have some kind of an idea of what's happening here. Are we just gonna live and die here? Like, are we gonna grow old here, living with the crab dudes?
This is something that we have talked about.
Okay. So I'm down with that too.
Dylan, was it me and Dylan? I don't know. Somebody was talking about we could do something here to help when the Yeerks do come, like a warning system.
Time capsule.
Yeah, time capsule.
We could just fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
Draw dicks on the side of a mountain or something.
That too.
Nazca lines. I don't know.
We gotta Nazca line something. We gotta Nazca line.
Big dick on the side of the mountain, right?
I mean, I don't care if it's a dick, but like we gotta Nazca line something.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we could make Nazca lines of like slugs going into ears, and a big X. So it's like, no, don't do it.
What if we did a big crop circle and like it grew over all the time? Well, I don't know what I'm going with your all's theory. I know where we are, our current time. But if we were back in past, we could make a big crop circle, and then over millions and millions of years, all of the plants would just grow higher and higher. And then when they finally launched the satellites, they would see our crop circle. And it could be like a UFO, so we can warn aliens.
Think that the crops are gonna last that long, buddy. I think they're gonna change over time. Is a good plan. Is a good plan.
Yeah.
Not that I want to argue for this plan, because Dylan, you are correct. It is ridiculous. But putting evidence of crops putting evidence of crops this far back in history would change the way that people view the timeline.
Yeah, we don't get to agriculture until the humans have been around for like a long time. And I don't even know if I've seen a mammal. So, valid. Guys, if we live and die here, we gotta destroy our bones.
What?
If we could just avoid dying in sort of a semi-aquatic area with damp ground that has a rapid rock slide to cover it and preserve it precisely right afterwards, we'll probably be okay.
Oh, do you not want to go to my base? It's at a waterfall at the base of a mountain.
It is, actually. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, just if we die, can you just move our bones?
Yes.
Or like destroy them as best as possible? Like make sure that nobody finds our bones.
Yes, I will honor the Jedi way.
Yeah. Destroy our bones, but do leave the giant dicks intact.
Okay, but like, whoa.
I will figure out what a dick is.
Anyway.
The Nazca line dicks. God, Dylan.
Anyway, are these guys where Jedi came from? Like, are Jedi real?
Oh, so Zach, private thought speaks to everybody but Graven. No, I just told him our people were called Jedi when I got here. That was just fun.
Oh yeah, that was when she asked. She like did not include him.
Yeah, no, I just told him I'm a Jedi. That's all. I said I was a great, powerful sorcerer and that I was a Jedi.
Amazing. I was really worried for a second.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick though, right? If like there was lightsabers and shit.
Be like, how did George? Yeah, how did George Lucas know?
Maybe he was a Mercora.
Bum, bum, bum.
That would explain a lot, actually.
Does this mean E.T.'s real?
No.
They're in the stars of the Star Wars?
Okay, Max, are ETs real?
Yes, extraterrestrials are, in fact, real.
No, dude. You've seen the little potato guy?
He has to say that he is one.
Yes, I am an
I'm
E.T.
talking about, the dudes in the movie, man.
There are no Andalites in movies. I believe all of the movies that you have seen were portrayed by humans.
Mute. Unsubscribe. Are we there yet?
No, it's far. It took Zach about 4 hours or something like that
Flying.
to fly.
Yeah, and we're going
Can
a
we
lot
fast
slower now.
travel?
Can we put on D'Angelo's Unbroken and just cutscene this to...
How does it go? And I'm broken.
No. It was...
Oh, no, we got to do that song from Shrek. I'm on my way.
Hey now,
Happiness
you're an
today.
all-star.
No, not that one.
Oh,
I don't know if any of you have been following Old Swamp Ass on Twitch playing Red Dead Redemption, but that was a direct call to Red Dead
Yeah, it
Redemption
was.
2.
Sure was.
nice. You guys travel. D-Morph free travel. And,
Wait,
yep.
we're covering the same area. Do I see Colonel Sanders?
Roll me one perception check first. As you guys have made it past these planes back into the tree line and moving forward.
Are we all rolling perception?
Yes. But we'll get to Colonel Sanders in a second. But first, Dylan and Savannah notice this. So, Zach, you all are moving. You all are talking about everything, just haphazardly. Everybody's looking around. As Dylan circles in the air, she notices 100 feet from the group, there are figures moving through the trees, kind of spreading out in like a circle. Savannah, as you're moving through the brush, moving faster, ducking under the bushes, jumping over logs, you notice a humanoid figure standing behind a tree 50 feet away from where the group is, watching the Triceratops lumber through the forest. And she doesn't see you, but she ducks behind this tree and moves further away. Yeah, so Dylan, I'll say even with your 14, you can kind of swoop lower and see these figures with long snake-like heads that their mouths end in beaks, and bladed arms and ankles and knees and wrists and tail blades, moving through these trees, kind of circling out and spreading around the Triceratops, the Andalites, and the great horned owl that is perched on the flail head thing.
Yeah, why didn't Kamren roll a perception here with that gray horned owl?
He's just chilling.
Yeah. He ain't trying to perceive. No thoughts, just vibes. Dylan's gonna be like, hey, we got workers here, and they're absolutely trying to pen you guys in.
And it looks like there's a controller over here. I'm just assuming they're a controller. We were in a building full of controllers.
It's a woman with blonde hair that's kind of looks like it's unkempt for the last day or so. She is barefoot and in office attire.
Oh. Shit. Yeah. I did see a woman with a bunch of Hork-Bajir. I should have mentioned
I
that.
asked you where the woman was. I even said, where, what? Stilettos.
My bad. There's a lot going on. Okay. Which direction?
Also, Savannah, with that 20, you recognize this woman. She was in the room with the Kandrona behind a desk. She had went out before everything happened.
Yeah, Savannah's gonna jump off the tree into the underbrush and try to, I guess while traveling towards her, pick up her scent just so she can track her easier. But she's trying to stalk this lady.
Give me a stealth check.
Okay, I will do this.
Kamren will flock up. He'll give you advantage as he's telling you where she is, even if you can't see her.
Dude, you've played this game with me long enough. Don't bother.
My fault.
Can you give that advantage to someone else, please?
Maybe. As you move forward, you're trying to keep your eye on where she is, and Cameron's oh, no, don't, wait, stop. And you just go out into a clearing, and you're right beside her, and she looks down at you. She goes to scream and then holds her mouth shut, and then just starts to back away from you and move towards other brush.
Okay, I remember how the Comptoneguses acted with me when this happened. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna mimic that.
Call it a performance.
Would you? Or would you call it knowledge of how animals act in situations?
Not for this one. You know that. You got that knowledge. This is you applying it to fool someone.
You're a fucking nightmare.
So she is not fully convinced, but she's squinting at you. Like, she seems suspicious, and she does kind of like look over her shoulder and sees the Andalites and the dinosaurs that they morphed. She's on guard with you. She's assuming that you are Andalite even if you're not at this point.
Does any of that compy display include the little sounds that they make?
I mean, yeah, that's what they were doing around her, was communicating, like chirping to each other, and then like coming in, testing the boundary, and then eventually like kind of jumping forward and like getting in like nips and things like that. But it's, so I think, yes, the vocalizations are there. She's also like told the group too, like that this woman was there. So I think she's not hiding it from the group. She's just trying to keep up the deception to this woman in particular that this is a Andalite morph.
As far as the compy noises go, those echo out throughout the forest. Like, they're everywhere, like those noises. Savannah has definitely told you all where this thing is through her thought speak, through her moving that way, just everything. So
and
you guys,
Kamren watched her, so Kamren knows too.
You guys have that pinpointed down, like just for overall. But Savannah, as you do this, and as she's like looking at you, she says, if you are an Andalite, we just want to talk.
She's going to tell everybody what she said. She's not doing anything different to this particular person. Like, she is still acting like she's a compy, but she'll say, apparently they just want to speak to us.
Dylan, you see the Hork-Bajir. There's 6 of them, and they're spread out in like a semicircle in front of the group, but they don't seem like, they're just sitting there. It doesn't look like they're in direct line of where you all will go. Like, all of them couldn't get to you in one round, essentially.
Dylan's gonna position herself. She's just gonna keep flying, but she's just gonna fly like in sort of lazy arcs behind where the Hork-Bajir are.
Zach is going to private thought speak to Max. How are we on time?
You all have an hour left and more. Kamren being a little bit less.
Zach will open thought speak to the group. Okay, I'm down to talk. Would you like me to do the talking?
I don't know that we should talk at all, because if she's trying to still hide from us and be quiet, I'm not sure I trust her intentions at this point.
Well, I've got eyes on the back of the group.
I'll follow your lead, boss.
I can move off to be reinforcements if we need it. I don't have anything as big as Zach.
All right, I guess let's listen to what they have to say. Kamren, move off a ways. Zach, maybe just have the conversation with Aximili and Maitea. Let's let the Andalites really lead the front here. We want to keep up that ruse, because remember, they're still controllers.
Yep, okay. I mean, I do an okay Andalite impression, but all right. Zach will, so if I'm rolling charisma, performance, all that stuff, can I do that through Axe and Maitea?
You may be able to give them advantage, but if they're doing the talking, they're going to be making the checks.
That's the idea that Savannah's trying to portray, is that it's all 3 of them, like similarly to how we've done it in the past, right? Where like they can feed each other and help each other enough with like sounding Andalite and like working through it that they come off as just Andalites.
Dylan's gonna think to Savannah, maybe keep up the compy ruse, scurry off when they come up behind you.
Yep, I'll get out of the way. And she's still acting like a compy towards it. Like, she's not dropping the routine at all.
Okay. Let's do a 3-point. I'll surround them. Like, I'll come up behind them with my giant body, and then we'll get the 2 Andalites taking point on like either side of the front. Does that sound good?
Yes, just remember that this woman does not know that I am in Morph, so you have to engage them as if you're ready for a battle.
That's the idea.
Hey, Zach, she also sees you all. I don't know if you're going to be able to get behind her.
Okay, Max, give me a line. I'm going to do the talking, but I want you to give me the line that kind of will make up something that sounds legit, that tells her our thought speak is delayed because of the time travel or something. Does that make sense? so that there's a reason for us to be going back and forth, and there's a good break between when we're talking.
I do not think we should give her any explanation on that. Just do what we do. If we give her an explanation, it will seem more suspicious.
Okay. Then, yeah. Tell her we are open to talking, but we will crush them and leave them as dinosaur food if they make any sudden moves.
Well, let's see. Dylan, can you see where we could direct maybe one of the Andalites to run into one of the Hork-Bajir?
I can do that. And then I guess she's going to tell either Max or Maitea. Well, she'll thought speak to the whole group, where exactly on the edges each Hork-Bajir is.
Aximili will move to that spot, and you see, like, as he gets closer, the Hork-Bajir is kind of like watching him move, but he doesn't spring out or anything like that. Aximili's still within thought speak range of everybody, so he's there. The Hork-Bajir doesn't seem to be doing anything. He gets right underneath it, and as the Hork-Bajir looks down, Aximili's stalk eye just shoots and is like staring right at him, and his tail blade twitches a little bit, and he says, "If you're going to make a move, you better make it quick, Yeerk filth." And the Hork-Bajir kind of stirs. "Oh, we wish to talk." "Talk about what? How you're going to surrender?" The Hork-Bajir like moves to a branch. "No, we work together." "Why would we work with Yeerk filth?" He like gestures around. "This place, dangerous, unfamiliar. Again, why would we help you? We help you as well." At this, Aximili like looks up at him and just pauses and waits for direction.
Savannah's only hearing one side of this conversation. I think Zach's there. I don't know who else can hear it.
Yeah, Zach, I'll say you can hear the Hork-Bajir talking, and Dylan as well, as like you're kind of circling where you're close enough to hear.
Okay, so Zach is going to communicate to Van. Okay, Max has just sort of started talking on his own. If you want me to intervene, I will.
I don't. I think you just need to work with him. What do they want?
This Hork-Bajir says that they want to work with us because this place is dangerous. They'll help us. We help them. I don't know any other details. That's kind of where he stopped explaining it.
All right, let's find out what they have to offer.
Okay. Do you want Max to take the conversation, or do you want me to?
Either one of you.
Okay. So, private thought speak to Max. "Hey, bro, let me do the talking. Give me something Andalite that says, what guarantees do we have, and what could they offer us?"
The first thing I think I would advise you to do, Zach, is to make him do something. Make him come to you to take him off guard. Change the location.
Okay. So then he's talking to the one in the tree, but he's kind of addressing all six that are up in the trees. This is open thought speak. Literally everybody can hear it. "If you wish us to trust you, descend from the trees and gather here in the middle."
Give me a persuasion check.
That is with advantage. 23.
They wait for a second. Dylan, you can see them all like look like through the trees, try to see each other. And the one that Aximili's talking to just kind of nods and then like hops down in front of Aximili and starts. Aximili will gesture to a spot in front of Zach. And slowly, 5 of the Hork-Bajir move out. One of the Hork-Bajir kind of stays in the trees, and the woman doesn't come out either.
"So we should trust 5 of you."
You see it, like, hear him. The one that Aximili was talking to kind of grunts. "Come out." A couple seconds later, out of the brush comes the 6th Hork-Bajir.
And the woman?
Not the woman. Savannah, whether you went back into the brush, you still have a bead on her. You can see her just kind of watching from a distance.
Can I do perception or investigation to see if there's any more, like, beyond where we saw the rest of them?
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Perception. 16. You expand your search and your kind of like circling around to look further. You see some Deinonychus, a pack of Deinonychus like moving around, all kinds of Compy moving through these little bushes. They seem to spread when the pack of Deinonychus move. They're close-ish. They don't look like they're coming over to this area at the moment. Other than that, no Hork-Bajir or any other human.
Okay. I think we're clear on everybody. It's just the woman left.
Max, give me that line. What can you offer us?
Yeah, pretty much that. What would but insult them? What could a Yeerk do for an Andalite?
Okay, yeah, that tracks. Should I ask about this woman or just ignore her?
Maybe you should keep her in your back pocket.
Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, so then I'm doing my best Andalite again.
Now that you filth have gathered before us, I see you're only 6 in number. What could such a limited capacity of frail Hork-Bajir offer us?
The Hork-Bajir with the Yeerk in the brain could do a lot.
Okay. So, 6 Hork-Bajir, but worse than normal.
Yeah, as he says that, Mateus steps out of the bush, and her tail blade gleams in the sun. She'll give you advantage to any intimidation checks you make during this conversation.
I already have advantage on Intimidate. Do you want me to roll Intimidate? Is that what you're giving me there?
Sure.
No. Only a 14.
He doesn't look intimidated, and when Mateus steps...
Just looks pissed.
Yeah. When Mateus steps in, the Hork-Bajir on the end, like, eyeballs her, and, like, you see his clawed fist kind of ball up, like the Arthur meme.
Love it. Can I request an art corner?
A Hork-Bajir Varg.
That's uncomfortable in my mouth.
Their neck is long still, but it just hangs down. He says, in this land, this area, you need us just as much as we need you. We need to figure out how to get back.
Okay, Max, I don't think that we do. I think that they need us and we don't need them.
I believe you
I
are
think that
correct.
we'll be protecting them. How would an Andalite explain this to somebody without trying to cause a fight?
An Andalite would always make a Yeerk feel inferior if you could. But we are stronger. They don't have a lot of time. Make them give us a reason to help them. They need us, like you said.
Zach is continuing to keep Van in the loop on all this. In case Van has any input and wants to change what is happening here.
As Zach's in the conversation, Kamren will assist with relaying that.
So then Zach, still addressing this Hork-Bajir, will say,
I do not believe that is the case. I believe that you need our help. You will die in 2 days. You cannot even have your human counterpart join the rest of your party, so there is already dissension among your ranks. We will do fine. As you can see, we fit in fine here.
As Aximili steps out of the brush too, and he says, and we do not like you very much.
got him.
Ooh, roll Intimidate.
Yeah, Zach, you have advantage on intimidation again.
No, that's you.
Yeah, let Axe roll it.
I would kind of actually like to join in on this party now in the way.
Go ahead.
There's a couple things that I think probably need to happen. Savannah immediately, right as this conversation was starting at the beginning of this, was as the Comptonegasis, scrunching off into the bushes, going a ways away. She's morphing into Deinonychus. And she hasn't done that one before, but it doesn't really matter so much for this.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does.
We got some rolls to make. And
Nice.
This is going to start a mini skills challenge.
Oh no.
The people that can participate in this skills challenge, it's only Savannah making the checks. Dylan can assist because she can see her, and Kamren can assist as well. So describe this morph to me as you've come out of your Comptonegasis and began your next morph.
So she's snuck away, gotten a distance away. She's morphed back to Savannah in a place that, she found a little, smaller sort of space where she could be covered. Her plan is to flush that woman from the brush when it's a good point in the conversation, right? So as soon as, Zach is dropping that, and you wouldn't even bring out your human, it would be awesome to have the full Jurassic Park being chased at this point. But so that's her intention, right? Is she's gonna wait for that moment. So she starts going into this Deinonychus morph, and the first thing that happens is that her foot kind of just starts to grow longer and longer, and the toes kind of meld off into those three, and then the talons come up, and then the full like retracted, full killing claw comes out. And then on her forearms, there's just kind of that feather pattern that starts to like almost etch a sketch and then raise off and grow as her fingers become elongated into claws. And then like her spine's like crunching up horrifically. And her snout starts growing out and all of her teeth just start to like pop out disgustingly, like beyond her lip into dinosaur teeth. And then she's a Deinonychus.
There is no check for this. The Deinonychus has control and starts to sniff. It also smells prey in the human woman that's so far away from you. How are you going to try to regain control of this morph?
What is it that is distracting me exactly? The smells, the other Deinonychus? What is my most intense?
Just at this moment, at the first you want to eat, but you don't know these Deinonychus, so you don't know if they're enemies or not. So I think that's the first thing, because you're smarter. If you weren't as smart as a Deinonychus, you would go for the food, but because you are, you think about that. Can you trust them?
That Deinonychus intelligence, which is, by the way, not actually that intelligence. The smartest dinosaurs were still dumber than the common dog, but okay. So that Deinonychus is wanting to be aware of that pack. So I think leaning into that has worked generally for Savannah and those morphs. So she's going to lean into that. Okay, yeah, like push them. Let's follow them. Let's go see. Let's go take advantage of the situation and try to more align that animal's desires with her own in order to assert her consciousness over. What was the line Aximili used to say? Assert your consciousness over your form.
All right. What are you going to roll?
It's going to be animal handling.
All right.
Which is both appropriate for what I'm allowed to do to try to take over an animal and also kind of what I'm doing. I have advantage on it.
Pushing forward. It's trying to keep its mind to itself, so it just makes a wisdom. So you are one step further in the skills challenge to taking back the mind. But the Deinonychus does what you want. You're heightened up and kind of know where they are.
She's kind of using that to stalk them, basically, like, is what she's trying to do. Like, to just give herself the advantage of, like, where this Deinonychus would be, to be aware if they're going, and if they're moving off towards something else, she can, like, disengage and fall back, like, not fall into the trap of having to fight an entire pack.
That would probably be stealth, as you're, like, stalking and watching what they do.
Sure. I'd love to start failing.
So it's 19. The Deinonychus do seem to spot you as you, like, move up. 22. You're still a good distance away because you said you wanted to be able to turn and run if you could. So they do see you, and they stop and, like, start to spread. What action do you take? So it's one failure, one success.
What does the Deinonychus that I am inhabiting want to do in this moment?
So it has, like, two choices in its mind, basic instinct. It's either fight and take control of the pack, or run away and hope that they don't chase and kill you.
What does this form look like in comparison to the leader of that pack?
So you got a pretty hardy Deinonychus. The one that was in Zach's mouth lasted the longest out of all of them. The one that's kind of stepping in front of this group as they spread out, his frail kind of lifts up a little bit higher than all of the other ones, and he seems to have more scars on his face, like he's been into battles. But size-wise, you guys are pretty comparable.
It's Mongo.
He's blue.
They'll probably chase me if I run.
Probably.
Yeah. But I have some semblance of control over this Deinonychus, even though I'm fighting for...
To an extent, like, you can make it do the things, but it's like it's going to be the way it would do it instead of Savannah.
It's just like this is just going to be the second dumbass fucking decision I'm going to make this day. Fuck it. Listen, I'm going to fight this motherfucker. I'm going to go into immediately display against the leader of this Deinonychus pack.
You don't have to roll initiative. You're up, so...
If there's like a sort of like display, a way to start, like, because you know a lot of like animals will do a kind of display, like get taller, get bigger, show that you are superior before engaging. And that's kind of what she's trying to do. And whether that's a bite of like near, on, whatever, it doesn't matter.
The Deinonychus mind knows that you have to like show that you're ready to go. So you actually bite it just enough to like intimidate it. It does bleed. It doesn't cause any damage to it because you just want to intimidate. That is a success. You see it like hulk back a little bit as you start. And the other Deinonychus that are surrounding you, they like take a step to like move in. And the main one that you're head to head with goes, and they just take a step back. It's paused in this exchange for a second, waiting, watching, prepared. You have 2 successes and 1 failure.
Yeah, she's going to try to move in and keep intimidating it, like the high crest, the big feathers, physically moving in on its space to make it back down more.
Dylan's going to think, hey, do you need an extraction, or do you want me to pull one of these?
You can't answer her. As you thought speak down to her, you see the Deinonychus snaps at the like side, the other side Deinonychus, but then looks back towards the main one that's in front of her.
Sweet, no answer. I'm swooping.
And what do you want to do, Savannah, as Dylan drops down?
You keep pretending I have some semblance of control that I do not have. No, Savannah is engaged in this dominance fight. She is going to continue to see it through.
As part of this, you jump in and this raptor jumps back at you. It is a little bit intimidated from your last check. In this battle, as you two go back and forth, it manages to like kick you back and separate, put a little distance in between you two. Savannah, as Dylan comes out of the tree and causes a distraction for you, how do you cause this distraction, Dylan?
She's gonna swoop down, and as she's getting like close toward the ground, she's gonna, bank and extend her claws out to one of these side guys and just dig in.
Like 2 of the other ones look to him and like jump towards you, but Savannah, that gives you your opening, and your Deinonychus jumps in. Now you have advantage on whatever you decide.
I'm assuming that Deinonychus is getting distracted by this. Savannah's laser focused on it. She's going to try to get her jaws around its throat. Not to like clamp down and like mark this thing immediately, but just,
Ooh, that 2 almost rolled to a 20, bro.
It never will. Have you met me? Oh, wow. Those 2s both rolled to 20s. Must be fucking nice.
Must be nice. Damn. This Deinonychus jumps over on you and pins you to the ground as you move in. Like, it lures you in using that distraction. You are now underneath its claw. Its razor sharp hooked claw is right over like your eye. Dylan, you're being surrounded by these Deinonychus as you're like clutched into it. All the while, a conversation happening 50 feet away from you between a Triceratops, 2 Andalites, and 5 Hork-Bajir.
A conversation about how in control of the situation we are, by the way.
We've got it. No problem.
So my intent in that swoop was to grab and flip and then keep swooping out.
You swoop in, make a strength check.
Never mind.
You dig your talons in and try to flip, and this thing doesn't come off the ground, and then the other 2 swarm and jumping are starting to like bite at you. And as that's happening, you're flapping to try to gain altitude, and you look down and see Savannah pinned underneath this claw.